Hello everyone. Welcome to Ride with Purpose, and today I am here with Derek Colvin in Abu Dhabi. Derek, welcome to the podcast.
Good morning. What a privilege. And what a lovely day in Abu Dhabi. Again. Every day's a beautiful day.
It's true, except when it rains. But we hardly get any of that, right? Derek, question for you just to introduce you a little bit to the audience. Go anyway, we'll just follow you.
Yep.
Do you mind telling me a little bit more about what you do for a living and how you got there?
I am an over-promoted systems engineer from the mid-90s who, through a combination of incredibly poor oversight and remarkably good timing, has somehow managed to carve out a 30-year career in and around technology. For the past 20 years, I've been a chief technology officer. For 10 years of that, I worked for a family office investor in London called Markall, where I was part of the founding team for the healthcare portfolio and was responsible really for setting the technology strategy across the portfolio, making sure that the businesses ran correctly, making sure that the assets were growing in value, all the kind of good things that you do as an asset manager.
So you're doing well. Can I say you're doing well? It sounds like a big chunk of it was luck or timing, or is it more skill? Or a little bit of both?
No, I think most things in life require a blend of everything. I think the more chances you take in life, the luckier you get is probably the best way to describe it.
I was just saying this yesterday on a video. At least in business, I found that most of it is just like being willing to look stupid as often as you can and make mistakes until you figure something out that works.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've built a career on, taking risks and making mistakes. But for me, that's always been how you learn. I'm rewarded for taking calculated risks. And I think early on in your career, you make a bunch of really dumb ones, and that's okay.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to, otherwise you don't get anywhere, right?
And then as you get older, you take
slightly dumber ones.
Yeah, maybe.
But also slightly less.
Yeah, I think maybe a good analogy here would be when you're younger, you maybe gamble a little bit. Whereas when you're older, you take calculated bets. And I think these are two very different things.
That's true. What's been the most recent calculated bet that you've done?
Moving here.
So how long have you been here?
We moved 15 months ago. I'm from Scotland originally. You can maybe hear in my slightly hoarse accent.
But so a little over a year now.
Yeah, I moved from London. I'd been in London for 25 years. I arrived in London in 1999. And
why'd you come here? What is in Abu Dhabi that made it so inspiring for you to come?
I think a combination of factors. I think I have a young family, so providing opportunity for my children to see different parts of the world, I think was quite important for us as a family. I think from an economic perspective as well, I think the UK's lost its way a little bit.
That's true. I don't think it's just the UK.
No,
but that's true.
We are in, kind of late stage capitalism, and there's a whole bunch of stuff happening where these are the kind of natural side effects of that. And I think you only get one shot at life, right? You have to
make the most of it.
You have to try and do the right things for yourself and those close to you. And we'd been coming here on holiday for 5 or 6 years.
Okay, so this wasn't a new place for you.
No, it was a calculated bet. It wasn't a gamble. Morning.
Beautiful Y1. You see the Y1 RS, or do you don't really like it?
I'm not a huge fan. It just feels a bit contrived.
I don't know. Someone said it online. You don't want to like it, but you kind of do. That's at least, I don't know. I kind of resonate with it.
Yeah. When you see the pros riding it, you can think, okay, but then you can put the pros on anything.
You could put them on literally anything on that e-bike up there. Speaking of, Nicole, can we increase the speed a little? I think you might not be using the battery to its full extent. Let me go check on her. Are you okay?
I can't lie.
Is this showing all the bars up? Otherwise, click on it. All the bars are up?
pedal it.
Okay, go on the green and make sure the bars are all the way up.
Do you not need to push a trigger to enable the battery?
The battery's enabled, it's just not doing as much help as she was expecting. So we're only going
There's
20.
normally like a little, like, it's
Let's try that
little
one.
trigger.
Nicole, try the one on the right. What does that do? So this is showing all the way up
Yeah.
and green.
Yeah.
And if you put it in blue, what happens?
I don't know. He said like if I'm feeling good to go to the next one, but feeling good in what way, I'm not sure.
Try.
Yeah, but I felt like it got harder after I went.
Okay, just try. Let's see. Are you pushing?
Supposed to be like the next one. But I feel like I got slower after I went to pink.
We did go a little bit slower, yeah.
So maybe I should stick to green.
Okay, stick to green. Is this you in green?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can see a little bit of an acceleration, so that's good.
That's all right. We can go this speed. That's fine.
That's fine. I think you're going to get a tailwind soon. I mean, not that it'll make a big difference at this speed, but...
Nicole, at the next junction in about 300 meters, you're going to go left, okay? Otherwise, we have to go up the bridge, which won't be
that's
fun.
a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Anyways,
Yeah.
so you came with a family.
Yes.
Oh, what the? Look at that. What'd you do? Oh, this is funny. Can I ask you a question? And this is one I'm still struggling with and trying to figure out.
Yep.
And one I ask to everyone who has a family and is doing well in business. How do you juggle it? Like, there's so much responsibility of already just being a husband and being a father. And then on top of that, taking care of a business and growing it and just trying to, like, how do you juggle that? Because that's what I'm struggling to figure that out.
Anybody that tells you they're doing a good job with this is probably not being entirely truthful.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, life is, as with nearly everything in life, it's about compromises. You know, some weeks are better where I can give the kids more time, I can give Ivana, my wife, more time.
Going left, Nicole.
Yeah. Other weeks I barely see my kids, you know, and because the current role is based between Berlin, Boston, Chicago, and San Francisco. Quite often, yeah. Well, it's just that my days are time shifted, so my mornings here are quite often really good times for me to do things that I need to do, maybe for myself or around the house. But I'm on my own because the kids are at school and Ivana's at work. So it's not ideal just now. But excuse me, coming here was, you know, it was a bet. We knew that things would have to change, and this is the consequence that we have to deal with just now. And it's fine, you know. My kids are a little bit older; they understand that I have to work, and you know, I think also finding time to kind of prioritize for yourself is super important as well. Hence, you and I out on the bike, for example. In fact, that's how you and I met the first time.
That's true. You know what happened? It was, I was just riding on the road, and this guy, I'm riding already at like 250 watts or something, and then this guy just comes cruising past me as if he's not even trying. Finally, I caught up with you at the light, and you were like, what was your average? It was like 300 at the time, just for that one little interval. I'm like, damn, this guy's strong.
I think I might have had a tailwind. So
we both had the tailwind. It's funny.
Yeah, I mean, if you picked apart my week, I probably spend about 8 to 10 hours on the bike or at the gym.
That's fairly decent.
And I do that because I wake up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning to come out
every day
on the weekdays, and then I do a longer ride with a group on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm. Do you take a day off Sunday?
Well, no, I don't.
No days
because
off?
No. Well, no, I do. I take lots of days off.
Oh, okay.
Off of exercise, anyway. I only ride typically Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays now.
Okay.
Just because I need to recover. You know,
you get all 8 to 10 hours in 3 days.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so you're still. I'm guessing the consensus here is once you figure it out, you'll let me know.
I think if I figured that out, I'd be a very wealthy man.
Yeah.
You could bottle it and sell it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's something I'm hearing often. No matter who I ask and what stage they are in business, they're just like, yeah, that's not something you're ever going to figure out. It's just, there's sacrifices sometimes. I'm finding though it comes in seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like one season you sacrifice one thing and another season you sacrifice another thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. At least right now I'm in a season where I have to sacrifice a little bit more of cycling. which sucks.
Yeah, but you have something far more important to look after as
That's
well,
true.
haven't you?
That's true. But
And you don't get that time back. That, you know, would be. I remember giving you advice before
we had the baby, right?
before the baby was born, and I said my advice was don't take advice from anyone else,
That's true.
which I think is great advice.
I took that advice from you.
But you know, one thing with kids, and it's something that I've done an incredibly bad job at, is just that realization that you don't get that time back with them.
Mm-hmm.
So you do miss chunks of who they are growing up, and you just hope deep down that they find some way to understand and forgive you for that as they get older and they understand how the real world works, and they don't think that you didn't spend enough time with them when they were children, because they don't care about your job. They just they just want their dad or their mum, you know.
Right. I mean, I think that's an advantage, at least for me, from working from home for the most part.
Yeah.
But for my parents, they would often go and spend like 12 hours at the restaurant that they owned, and we would just be left with babysitters.
Yeah.
And so we'd go like, what the heck? We don't see our parents, right?
But you turned out all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
and
okay,
that's the
I think,
point.
right?
I mean, it's. So you have to try and separate out what's kind of the guilt that can sometimes fuel some of the kind of darker thoughts about how you're spending your time versus the fact that you are providing a safe home for them. They're fed, they're loved, they're watered, everything's good, and everybody does turn out okay in that situation.
Yeah, that's true. So, okay, back to business stuff. Sounds like if I had to boil down what you do in a couple of words, is it asset management, basically? Yeah,
it's asset management with a sort of technical flavor.
Yeah, you were speaking at an AI conference just yesterday.
Who on earth allowed that to happen?
I'm wondering the same thing.
I was speaking about agentic AI and multimodal yesterday at the AIM.
Agents are pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like for me, you know, I was a deep tech engineer 25 years ago. I say deep tech, it was internet systems infrastructure.
So tech that now seems not
deep at all. I spent nearly 5 years at Microsoft. I moved away from pure engineering, you know, quite a long time ago, because I found out that whilst I was an okay engineer, I was a better leader of engineers. Mm-hmm. And I preferred the kind of commercial side of things, which is you can, you can build anything technically. I always use the example of the internet connected toaster. Like, cool, why have you done that? Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
But that's like Tesla and a bunch of these companies, and it's just like, they do things. You're like, okay, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I described, one of my clients just now is the von Siemens family office. I work directly for Bjorn von Siemens, who's a direct descendant of Werner von Siemens, who set up Siemens back in the 19th century.
That's at least it's a cool family history.
Yeah, no, he's got an amazing family. Bjorn's a lovely guy. You know, he's got a remarkable background, and some of the things that he's built are, you know, like world class and world altering. But when him and I were talking before I joined, I described myself to him as a cutthroat commercial technologist, which I think is probably the easiest way to kind of pigeonhole what I do. And I've got a specialism around asset distress as well. So, you know, when things are going wrong, if that's tech or people, it's usually a combination of tech, people, and product.
I mean, how have you found that AI is kind of disrupting let's say, the wealth management space? I mean, this is a question. I don't know if you got asked this yesterday, but wow, that velodrome is really coming along.
It's amazing, isn't it? One of my friends is one of the program directors actually building this.
You guys are about to see this when we make a little turn here, but this is crazy. When did they start?
When I first saw this being built about 2 years ago, so it's been getting built for at least 3 to 4, I think.
I don't remember it 3 years ago here.
Really?
I don't even remember them.
You know, there's going to be there's a track on the roof as well, from what I understand.
Really?
Yeah. So there's the indoor.
That's crazy.
There's the indoor track, and then there's also a track on the roof, which is going to be
crazy.
Remarkable.
You guys can probably see it in the camera now. They've really made this island like the hotspot for cycling.
Yeah.
It's become amazing. Anyways, what were we talking about? AI?
AI. So.
Just like for context to the question, the other day, and I don't know if this is remotely similar to what you're doing. But the other day I saw someone was basically taking like stock and crypto graphs,
Yep.
putting it into ChatGPT,
Yep.
and then taking the recommendation and then actually following the recommendation, and they made a whole bunch of money from it.
So that would seem quite exceptional and extraordinary, really, for a couple of reasons. Because if you look at general purpose, models like or
ChatGPT.
multimodals like ChatGPT or any of the frontier stuff, there's some things they can do incredibly well, and there's some things they do really badly.
Right.
Now,
and you can tell when it's making mistakes.
yeah, I mean,
like,
they're
the heck?
fundamentally unreliable. You know, there's
It says that, but the trust that people have
It's crazy.
is absolutely crazy. It's just because you're just getting some text in front of you.
yeah.
Let me check on Nicole. Nicole,
That's
how are
okay.
you feeling? Are you okay? Do you want some?
I can't do that one right.
You don't want
Do you want to pull over?
Not like that.
You're not a you don't want to try?
No. Everything will fall, including the camera.
Okay. Do you want to pull aside for a second and you can drink? Okay. We'll pull aside so she can drink.
Yeah, I would pull to the left if you can, just so people can see you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, you can stop here. Good job. I know you're probably hungry.
Yeah,
Oof.
but it's okay. I'm like, this is a workout.
So if the e-bike's not really helping?
Sorry, it's not helping. It's just I don't 100% understand it. He explained it to me, but I just thought it would be like more obvious.
And this is for the gearing.
That's the gear. Yeah, there's
So
two
this
for
is
the
really-
gear, one
what
for
is
the
this?
brake. That's
It's
the
just a
light.
light?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just a weak bike.
It's not like a twist grip or anything, is it? Or-
No. But he said I start on green if I'm feeling good to go to blue, and then if I'm feeling good to go to pink. But when he says feeling good, like I don't know if that means like.
Well, you saw I think you were going slower,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Anyways. Okay, keep going. Are you feeling okay though?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
I mean, I definitely want to be able to do this like on a normal bike. I'd be like done by now.
We all have our strengths. Let me actually check on the camera while we're here.
Okay. Make sure that it's like recording audio. and
Yeah, we're
everything.
recording. I have the audio recording in my pocket.
Make sure it's like actually recording though.
Yeah, this is red. Yeah, we're good. Plus, I don't think we really have much wind either.
No, it's very still today.
Yeah. Okay, you're good. I can't believe I don't have my cleats. It's so terrible.
Just edit the edit the top so.
Wow, you're so fast with cleats.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, keep doing that.
I start and then it stops.
Right.
Show off. We get it. You have cleats. Anyways, what were you talking about?
Yeah, just believability of ChatGPT. If you actually, this was one of the topics yesterday. If you look at the difference between the Chinese approach to AI and the kind
American,
of Western
yeah.
approach, the Chinese approach is very different. They've taken highly specialist models trained on very specific data, and then they use the models to provide inference for capability that's based on that training data only. So the reliability is high, but the modality is very, very narrow. So it'll be like a model that just does shopping
Exactly.
recommendations.
It's specialized.
Yeah, highly specialized.
Instead of highly generalized.
Exactly. And it's just a difference of strategy. And you could argue the Chinese approach is perhaps
A little better.
Well, it's a little better.
But
Just
yeah,
now.
when you give it a whole bunch of information on one specific topic,
Yeah.
it's going to be able to give you a better, more, like
Exactly.
you said, like a better
Yeah.
answer, right? Especially a more reliable answer.
Exactly.
So then, theoretically, if someone were to make an AI about how to, or just give it all the information about stocks from the past, let's say, I don't know, 50 years or whatever,
Yep.
probably give pretty good, reliable information, suggestions.
Yeah, but so you could argue that both ways. I would argue possibly not, because the previous performance of something is not an indicator of future success.
That's true.
And then you need to understand why a stock moved at a particular time. What were the contributing factors to that? Were they financial? What broader economic? Was there something about the product? Was there something about a particular geography? The numbers themselves only tell part of the story.
That's true. But like, if you had all of that information, and the AI had all that information, you'd be fundamentally making the same calculated risk.
Yeah, but it does though. I mean, these models have all of that. These
true.
models are trained on everything. Every bit of data that's ever been published on the internet is what's been used to train. These like ChatGPT 5, for example. Billions and billions and billions of data points.
That's true. I mean, the other thing that's a little concerning though is, maybe this is at least for me, how affirming it is.
That's a great idea. That's a good suggestion. Oh, you're so clever.
You're on the right track.
Yeah, it's like, but the thing you've just told me is categorically wrong. So how does that? And that's the problem with it. It's have you noticed one of the telltale things here is, have you noticed it never says I don't know?
Never. It
never
always
says,
gives a confident answer, no matter what. And even if you know the answer is wrong, it's just it's a little concerning, right? Even I train my AI and I write in the little suggestion, the information, whatever you want to call it, instructions.
Yep.
If you don't know the answer, like say that and always critically think before. Like give me both sides of the story, and it still doesn't. It always just whatever I say, it's very affirming, and so I don't know. It's a little sketchy, but I'm not an AI expert, so it's just.
Well, that's the thing. I don't really think many of us are. I think there's more chance. I'm a bit of I don't want to say I'm a skeptic here, but I turned 50 this year. I've been working in tech since 90. Thank you. I've been working in tech since 95, 96. And I've seen the dot-com boom and bust. I've seen the global financial crisis. I've seen the birth of mobile. I've seen blockchain as being the thing that everybody was going to use. Everybody was going to use, how are those non-fungible tokens that people were paying millions for only 3 years ago? I've seen all of these technology trends come and go. Now, some of them stick around, but they take a decade to actually hit maturity. Everybody knew in the late 90s, everybody knew the internet was going to be huge.
No one knew what to do with it or how to use it.
Exactly. We just didn't know what. We didn't know how it was going to be used.
I think it's the same thing with AI right now, because everyone knows there's huge opportunities, but we just don't know exactly what those opportunities are.
We're trying to solve, and the problem is, you said it yourself just a second ago, actually a lot of people just don't understand AI. They see something like ChatGPT, and the average person, and no discredit to people, but it's sophisticated technology and they don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
And humans are...
They're treating it almost like Google.
Yeah.
You put like a one-line question without any context or answers, right? Like, it's going to give you a like we said, generalized, right?
Exactly. Just
Up
straight.
to you, yeah. You can go straight. We'll probably end up doing one loop.
Yeah, that's all right. And, humans love to see patterns. We're genetically, evolutionarily pre-programmed to see patterns. That's how you and I are here, because our ancestors saw patterns in the things that they were doing. It gave them a survivorship bias, which is why we're alive. So for things like AI, when they see the AI mimicking and having patterns almost like human-like behavior, they to your point, they assume that it's real, they assume that it's right, and it's not.
So then, in this case, do you think that? I think at least in every, I don't know if you want to call this a revolution of some side, like there was the Industrial Revolution. Yep. Do you want to call it the digital or internet revolution, or whatever you want to call it? So if this is the AI revolution, there's usually what happens in revolutions is many people lose jobs, but a few select people who learn to leverage that kind of technology end up making a lot of money.
Yes.
Do you think the same thing's going to happen here?
I think what will happen is there will be massive job losses, particularly for repetitive things that actually humans hate doing. But you still
spreadsheets.
Yeah, but you still have to remember there's still that they might hate doing it, but they're supporting themselves. They might be supporting a family. It's
that's true.
It is economic activity, but I think there will be a reckoning there. But at the same time, you have to remember, for every revolution, an industrial revolution, the internet revolution, millions of new jobs were also created. That's because true. You need people to support the infrastructure, the apparatus. You need people to know how to understand and work the systems, to build things on the systems. So, but I think, nobody's got a crystal ball with this.
That's true. Yeah, educated guess.
Yep.
Educated guess. I don't know. A little on the, what's the word I'm looking for? It was on the tip of my tongue. Ambiguous. That's
ambiguous.
Ambiguous. Everything is just, we're just kind of guessing. But history mimics itself.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming that this is one of the mimicking we're seeing here, but it's just going to be on a much bigger scale.
Yes.
Because of the technology and what it's capable of. It's kind of crazy. Anyways.
I do. I mean, I also think that a lot of what's being discussed just now is hype. This is classic Gartner hype cycle territory where the people that are speaking the most about AI are the ones that have got the largest amount of exposure to AI.
Of course.
I think probably the smartest one here will be NVIDIA because it's the classic, when there's a gold rush, be the guy selling the picks, not the shovels. Yeah. Well, NVIDIA are providing that infrastructure. They're the ones that
They also have the largest market cap right now, I think.
4 trillion US,
yeah,
which is...
that's actually crazy.
Yeah. It's double the size of the British economy.
Yeah, you think like, wow, OpenAI and all that, but then NVIDIA is absolutely destroying everyone.
Well, the problem you've got, excuse me, with OpenAI, the problem is the models, there's very little between the models now. If you look at a DeepSeek or an OpenAI, really what's between them? So if the models...
are very similar.
Well, if the models regress to the mean, the ability to develop code to provide product and capability also regresses to the mean because you've got tools out there like Lovable that you can vibe code. Now, I'm not saying that I do come from an engineering background. I'm well aware of the limitations of these tools.
Of course.
So
how'd she get so fast all of a sudden?
Don't know. She thinks we're near the end.
Little burst of motivation.
So where in the future, where is the uniqueness? Where's the intellectual property moat that you want to build?
Right now there isn't any, right? I don't know. It's like...
So I think it's going to be the data, and I think it's going to be the esoteric data that's hard to find.
Straight, Nicole. We have only like 3 kilometers left or so. Are you okay? You hanging in? Morning workout.
She's doing an amazing job.
Yeah,
Camera woman, cyclist.
Respects to her. Woke up, didn't even eat anything. Just going fasted cardio today. I mean, we both are. Did you eat?
I had a small bowl of Weetabix, actually, just a couple, and a coffee.
Yeah.
But I didn't eat yesterday. I was so nervous. Like I'm quite a confident person. I can speak to anybody about most topics, but I absolutely crumble. I crumble in front of a crowd. So I was running on pure adrenaline yesterday. I basically forgot to eat. I had a tiny breakfast. And then the first time I ate was it was after 7 last night. So
wow. So you basically didn't eat the whole day?
I didn't eat the whole day, no.
That's crazy. I mean, okay, AI aside.
Yes.
In terms of, this is something I'm genuinely curious about. You have some really cool connections, let's say, and they've opened up pretty cool business opportunities for you. And you've mentioned to me how a lot of them were also made just like cycling, correct?
Yeah.
How does that work? Like, can you give me a story of how you met someone that opened up a business opportunity for you?
We're doing it right now.
Put me aside. But that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, I mean, I've got examples from here. I've got examples from back home. I think, without talking about any specific example, the point is, you're part of a community. So, you immediately become part of a clan, if you like. As soon as you get on the bike, you know that if there's another bike rider out there, you can talk to them. If there's a problem, you'll try and help each other. And you might not even know each other's names. Yeah. But that's what you do. And I think, particularly in Abu Dhabi, where it's a smaller community and how you can ride and where you can ride is quite limited. You've got the track here, you've got...
And Al-Wazba.
You've got Al-Wazba.
That's like an hour drive.
Yeah. And people tend to not ride on the streets here, so just because it's busy and blah, blah, blah.
So everyone's concentrated into one area.
Exactly, so you concentrate people into... So you end up meeting interesting people.
Which is really cool.
Which is cool.
That's really cool. That's like the best networking that you got.
Yeah.
Because at least I'm sure in the same in the UK, in Canada, you're not going to actually stop and talk to a cyclist passing on the other side of the road, right? It's very rare. It's not rare, but like it's unlikely, unless you guys meet at a coffee shop or something like that, that you actually stop and talk to someone. But here it's like the standard.
Yeah. So I've got a good friend. Admittedly, I knew him from back in the UK. We were kind of friends of friends. He's Emirati. He moved back here. Him and I are really good friends. And he's quite senior at Mubadala, which is one of the sovereign wealth funds. I have another friend that I met out here cycling, racing, in fact.
Really? During a race?
Sorry?
You met during the race?
Yeah, actually during a race. Because we were working with each other hard. We were the only ones doing the work, actually, which is a common. So it's my poor planning and racing, and that I do all the work and then blow up at the end.
Someone gets you. That's funny.
But he's really senior in ADNOC, which is the national oil and gas company. So I mean, you just bump into people, and I have another friend actually who's the one of the chief investment officers for ADQ, which is again part of the kind of major investment apparatus of Abu Dhabi Incorporated. So yeah, you never know who you bump into on the track.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think are you introverted or extroverted? Extrovert, that's the word.
I used to be highly extroverted. I'd say as I've got older, I've probably backed off a little bit, and I'm maybe somewhere in the middle now.
Okay, so it's not hard for you to start conversations?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
I was going to ask, but I don't think you're the type anyways, but how would you just start a conversation if you really didn't want to talk to someone?
If I didn't want to talk to someone?
Like if your nature was more introverted or you just rather keep to yourself, what would you do to start a conversation?
Because I think well, like you're on the bike, so you've got an immediate thing you can talk about. You could just nice bike.
Yeah.
Love your bike, super cool. How's your morning going? The good thing about here is you can always moan about the humidity. People think Abu Dhabi's like, oh, you live in the desert, it must be really hot, dry here. Like, dude, it's 83% humidity in the mornings.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like walking through a greenhouse.
Sometimes it's more. Sometimes
it's
it's like it reached the dew point, and then you're just breathing in moisture.
It's like a Turkish bath.
Yeah. Funny. Oh yeah, I'm not even in the middle. I don't know if I was in the shot there. We're almost at the end, Nicole. Good morning. See, just like that.
I think people think you and I are famous cyclists or something.
Probably.
Like
I think this is something that no one's done on the track before, is hook up a camera to an e-bike.
Hook up a camera to an e-bike on top of a tea tray. Let's just get the full. Let's get the audience to understand the full setup.
I will
here.
actually take a video and include it in the podcast because it is funny. So just to show what we're working with here, this is a tea tray. We have our A cam and our backup cam, and the mic's connected as well. And my wife riding, it's hilarious. Yeah, it's creative. It's certainly something.
And just for the record, Nicole's doing an amazing job.
It's true.
Yeah.
Normally you should be in a car driving, but we didn't have that luxury today. Yeah. But you know what? That is probably the biggest pro of riding here is you don't have to worry about cars.
No.
You don't have to risk your life to get a bike ride in.
And I say that to everybody. And you'll get people moan from time to time saying, oh, Hadira, it's windy, it's the same track, it's boring. Yeah. I'm like, it is amazing.
It's so safe.
It's amazing. I used to commute when I lived in London. I commuted from Surrey to... I commuted from my home in Surrey into central London. I was doing about 10,000 kilometres a year commuting.
Just commuting.
Just commuting. So that was through central London traffic. I was never in the bike lane. I was always on the road. So it was potholes. I was riding in winter. There would be snow, ice. I was run over once.
Wow.
Mercedes are quite heavy.
That's true. They are.
And
it's so unsafe.
But then when I think about here, I think of what an honour and a privilege it is to be able to come somewhere where they've made an investment, and this is incredible, and it's not just the infrastructure, but also the events. Like they take care to make sure everyone is safe and supported, which is absolutely crazy. Morning. We're getting looks. That's right.
It's funny. Okay, while we're nearing the end here, one question for you.
Yes.
If there was, for anyone watching, one piece of business or family or just life advice, and kudos to you if it's all three, that you would give, what would you give? The biggest lesson that you've learned that you'd impart to someone else?
Probably nothing unique or revolutionary here, but I would say always make the other person feel good about themselves. Be an enabler for other people, whether that's your wife, whether that's your kids, whether that's the people that you report to or who report into you. Your job is to make things easier for them. It's never to make things harder. Things are hard enough as it is.
That's true. Can you give me an example?
So I don't like the term, but it's called servant leadership. So my role.
Why don't you like that term?
Sorry?
Why don't you like that term?
I don't know. Because I think in some respects, I don't know. I just don't like the word servant. I think.
Interesting.
Which
I mean, I think the term might be derived biblically, because at least Jesus talks about the greatest among you is the servant.
it's the servants. Yeah, absolutely.
But so yeah, tell me more about.
So it's just something that I didn't realize I was doing it until someone pointed it out to me, and they had a name for it. But it's just always how I've led my teams, which is I'm not.
Lead by example.
Well, they're there because they know what they're doing.
Right.
I'm not there to tell them their jobs. They're experts, and they are quite often functionally, and like I've led engineering teams, so I'll have functional experts in my team who are so deep into a topic that I will literally have no idea how to do their job. But that's that's not the point. My point there is to keep them unblocked so that they can do the best that they can. You know,
Right.
people want mastery, they want autonomy.
That's true.
You know,
Freedom.
so yep. So you're there to provide for them.
Almost the opportunity that
Yeah.
they need, right? The space
Yeah.
that they need to do good work.
Yeah.
But I mean that's like a business. I mean in personal relationships too. Are you okay?
Are you flagging?
The electric component.
The electric component stopped. Do you want a little bit of a push? Really? Okay, I'm gonna give her a push.
Okay.
We're almost done. That's funny.
Thank you.
Wow, now I'm all by myself. Just wanted to get one sprint in. Mini sprint.
Sorry?
Mini sprint.
Yeah.
Just get the heart rate up a little. You got it downhill from here, and then we're reaching the
Yeah.
cycling club. Where were we?
Yeah. So servant leadership. Things are. Like you know this yourself. Excuse me. When you're young, you think that life just flies like an arrow in a straight line. It's always moving in a particular way. As you become an adult and then an older adult, you realize that, life is actually just super chaotic, and quite often you don't know what's going to happen
Yes,
from day
very
to
true.
day. And, your role in all of this is to be the swan, right? Your role, and it doesn't matter if it's in family life or in business, your role is to be the swan. You have to be graceful at all times. You have to be calm at all times. Now, it doesn't matter that under the water, the thing that people can't see is that your feet are moving at the speed of light.
Literally.
If you're graceful and you can
Above
hold
the
that kind of
water.
poise, then other people will be graceful and hold their poise as well, and then nobody panics.
That's true. So it's almost just like staying calm in the midst of, I don't want to say adversity, but chaos,
Yeah.
right? And life is chaotic.
And life is chaos. Yeah.
That's true. And you don't really realize it when you're a kid.
No.
But you definitely realize it the more things you do. I think it has become most chaotic after kids, specifically.
Yeah.
So,
And how has that been for you?
chaotic.
What's been your biggest learning?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. I think the biggest thing both Nicole and I have taken away is how selfish we really are.
Yeah.
Almost everything that we're complaining about is just such a selfish thing to complain about. And then you have this tiny little human who's so helpless that just needs you. And we're out here complaining like, oh, we're not getting any sleep, all this, all that. So I think that's probably the biggest lesson is, I think that's one I'm still learning, is how to be more selfless.
Right.
And that's probably, it's probably why kids were made.
Yeah.
funny.
To remind you that there's other things in life.
Yeah, other than yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways, Derek, I appreciate all your wisdom, and thank you for making the time.
And I appreciate the
I think
opportunity
the camera's
to.
about to die, so
That's all right. I appreciate the opportunity to, first of all, ride with you and to
that is zone,
have your
zero.
interesting questions. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
And for those listening or watching, whatever you are, join us next time. I think we're going to be doing a couple more podcasts. I don't know if after Riyadh specifically, but I have a few lined up in Dubai. So join us next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments, and farewell. And All right, Nicole, we're officially done. Well, like we still have like 300 meters. How many meters?
It's about a kilometer.
About a kilometer. What? You want to pause? Yeah, we can pause. You water? We'll go eat something.
Since like 2022.
We're at 13 kilometers right now. We'll go eat something. Oh,
That was awesome.
Cyclists, as you can tell.
That's all right.
Oh, let me hit stop. And